We have this breaking news right now. The CEO of 3M is the latest. CEO Inge Thulin is tweeting this: "I am resigning from the Manufacturing Advisory Council." He is stepping off of the President's Council. The CEO of 3M is the latest CEO. Now we are up to 6 executives who have left the council because they do not want to work with the president after his reaction, initial reaction to the tragedy in Virginia. Let's bring in Gerri Willis right here talking about this. And Gerri, this is getting worse for the president.
More and more CEOs resigning from this council. Merck, Intel, these companies, they're big, they're important, and they don't want to work with the president. I mean, think about this. You talked about this yesterday. You said, hey, you're giving up a seat on an important advisory board that could steer business ultimately to your company. But these CEOs are saying no. And why are they saying no? And we talked about this in the break. You mentioned, hey, possibly what's going on. These folks are getting called. They're getting called by Democrats, and they're being told, you can't stay on this council.
Yeah, the other thing is, probably boards of directors are saying, look, we're uncomfortable with the way he reacted to this. We're hearing from our constituents, but definitely there is a movement going on right now where the Dems are calling everybody on that council and pressuring them, get off, step off. I spoke with one CEO yesterday who said, I'm getting calls nonstop.
Wow.
So,
well, and think about this too. These are very public people. These companies are very public. Their shares are traded publicly, and there are lots of investors out there who want to invest on the basis of, are you doing the right thing? That happens all the time. And so these folks also pressuring these CEOs. We're seeing it across the board.
I wonder what the stock market reaction would be. Let's take a look at 3M stock right now, because I wonder how you feel about taking your seat off of the table. I mean, if you're representing shareholders, don't you want to have a voice in policy? Don't you want to be there to actually try to dictate what may or may not happen in terms of tax reform? 3M shares are up right now, 0.5%. But what do you think about that? Is it better to have a seat at the table so that you could actually say, hey, Mr. President, I don't like the way you're dealing with this?
Right. If you really want to get in the president's ear and tell him he's doing the wrong thing, the one way to do that is to have a seat at the table, as you say. Look, at the end of the day, I think access is important. But I also know that these guys, they bend in the wind, right? Because they're public figures. They don't want to be under scrutiny. They don't want to be criticized publicly. Their public face, in some ways, more important than the access. That's what they're saying today.
Now, let's not forget that the president has real trade policies that may go against what these global companies are all about, right? They want to be able to have employees overseas, have production overseas. And the president's saying, no, bring everything back here.
Right. Well, so let's look at the flip side of that, right? So Donald Trump, with his recent comments, the object of a lot of scorn, a lot of criticism from many, many places. The other idea that these CEOs may be entertaining is, he's not going to get anything done anyway, so why am I going to waste my time on this advisory board,
We'll
right?
see about that. Kevin Brady obviously has a different opinion there, the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee that we just spoke with. Gerri, thank you.